Hi, I'm Ajif. Are you mispronouncing words quite often? Well, let's look at 4 simple tricks to master pronunciation. Welcome to Capshine. It's a revolutionary learn it together English fluency program. Through Capshine, learning is easy, quick, fun, affordable, and effective. We promise a whole new you in 6 months or less. Before we go into some of the strategies or tips to help you pronounce words better, let's look at these words. So in each of these words, even though it uses you, the U is pronounced quite differently. Bus, put, tube, U, and busy, E, right? So even though it's spelled similarly, the pronunciation is quite different. And this is one of the reasons why pronunciations in English can be quite complicated. So let's look at 4 strategies, 4 ways to help you pronounce words better. The first thing is to understand something called IPA. It's International Pronunciation Alphabet. So these are the alphabets used to describe pronunciation of words. But looking at this looks like Greek and Latin because it sort of is. You don't want to get into learning that. English is difficult as it is. So a quick tip is whenever you learn a word, use Google instead. Type pronounce and the word, and it gives you a very easy way to understand the pronunciation of the word itself. So busy is busy, and you now know how to stress the word, know where to stress. The B is the stress, and Z is less stressed, and you also understand how the word should be pronounced. This is a great way to understand which words you're mispronouncing or rather how to pronounce a particular word. A very common mistake that most of us make is that we interchange the sounds of V and W when you pronounce it. Look at how these 2 men are pronouncing, or the mouth movement that they have. Pronunciation has a lot to do with the way we move our mouth and how the muscles work. Well, if you thought that's a W and this is a V, then you're wrong. A quick tip is to bite your lips for V, and blow for W, right? Let's look at a few examples. So for V, we have words like vial, vaccine, vain, and vacation. Of course, you're not going to be so hard on the pronunciation when you say it, but keeping this in mind can help you pronounce the word correctly. Don't use the W sound while that is wrong. Vial, vaccine, vain, and vacation. Let's look at a few W sounds. We, notice how my mouth moves. We, welcome, welder, wheel. So bite your lips for V and blow for W. And that's how your mouth should move. Which brings us to the point that to truly improve your pronunciation, you need to practice the words you speak. With Capshine, as part of your membership, you get multiple opportunities to speak with expert speakers and with people just like you. You get feedback from expert coaches who will tell you exactly how you need to improve to become a better and more confident speaker. And you get daily micro lessons and live classes that will help you correct and improve and practice on many of the fundamental skills to improve as a speaker. Let's continue the tips to become a more proficient pronouncer of words. Practice with advanced speakers, right? Just as I said, one of the most important things that you need to do is to practice. And if you can practice with someone who knows the language well, who knows correct pronunciations, you could get feedback on where you're going wrong and make improvements and become a much more fluent speaker of the language. And finally, try out something called tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are a bunch of words put together in a sentence that are really hard to pronounce. Remember I told you how our mouth movements are important to pronounce words correctly? Well, a lot of our native languages don't have the sounds that English has. And therefore, we are not used to making those sounds. Our mouth muscles are not trained for it. Tongue twisters are a great way to train us for that. Let's take a look at an example. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's easy when you say it slow. Let's try it fast. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? That was tough. Why don't you pause the video and try it for yourself? Was that easy? Well, of course not. But the point here is that you need to try a tongue twister a day. Maybe spend about 2 minutes a day, Google tongue twisters in English and try them out. Try pronouncing the words in the tongue twister and saying them as fast as you can. Check YouTube to see how these words and how these sentences and tongue twisters are pronounced and said. And once you get that right, over time you'll see that your mouth and your ability to pronounce the words improves quite a bit. Great, I hope you found that video informative. Make sure you try these out and don't forget to visit capshine.com and download the Capshine app to get your 30-day free trial to Capshine's revolutionary Learn It Together model. Make sure you like and subscribe if you found this content informative. Cheers!